Welcome to Provincetown.
We are brave, we are free, nothing stopping you and me. We are the wild ones, we are the fearless. Now's our time to feel alive. We're chasing that golden sky. 'Cause we are young and nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing can hold us back. We can have our fun underneath the sun.
Thanks again for joining us. We are in Provincetown, Massachusetts. So, where is Provincetown, Massachusetts? Good gracious. We were actually pretty excited about this stop. We had heard a lot about Provincetown, had never been there, neither one of us. So, if you look here on the map, you'll see that Provincetown is way out on the Cape, that little tip sort of hook, if you would, into the Atlantic Ocean from Boston. So it's pretty cool with that is you can get there by car. As you can see here on the map again, kind of a little bit how you would drive there. It's about a 2 hour or so drive, depending on traffic. I think it could be as long as 4 hours plus with a lot of people. Or you can take a ferry. So if you're in Boston, you can just literally zip right over and get there pretty quickly. So it's a really cool little spot. It's just, gosh, how would you describe Provincetown? It's a neat little, just a little coastal town that has a lot of character to it, tons of character. So we certainly were excited to see it, and it did not disappoint. It literally was everything that we thought it was. Take a little look here and see what you think as we kind of stroll around town and see a little bit about what is Provincetown. Enjoy. So while in P-Town, we stayed at Coastal Acres, which is actually one of the larger RV parks. There really are only two. And it was really pretty fantastic. So new in 2019, they did full hookups through all the sites. And we stayed in the back half. I think they call that the Meadows. And what was great about that, it was really private back there, but it really fit the RV extremely well. We had a huge site. So we had lots of place to back the RV into. The Jeep fit there. Well, technically the rental car, but it all fit perfect there, which was great. And you can see a few pictures of kind of where it is. The other thing great about Coastal Acres is everything was walkable. So you could literally walk down a trail right into town, which was fantastic. You can also even walk over to Herring Cove Beach, which was super great. So we loved it. And we also had our bikes, which was nice. But super convenient, very close. Like you're pretty much right in town, and it was great. We absolutely loved it at Coastal Acres. Now we wanted to do one of the best things we've heard about Provincetown, which is Herring Beach. So you can actually walk there from town. It's literally just on the edge of town. We rode our bikes. It was a little more convenient. And getting to the beach itself is its own adventure. So you ride your bike, or you walk and you get to basically like a trailhead, and then you've got to walk through kind of a marshy area or low level lying area to get to the beach. Here's what's interesting about that. You have to time it with the tides if you're clever, meaning low tide is the time to go because then you're walking through only ankle deep water in some areas. But if you catch it at high tide, it's like 4 feet deep. And you're literally wading through all this water just to get to the beach. It'd be terrifying, quite frankly. So you can find the tide schedule super easy. Those are all posted online. But you can see in the video of just getting to the beach itself was its own little adventure. Now, here's what's cool. When you get to the beach, it's fantastic. It's just really big. It's expansive. You've got obviously the ocean on one side of it. And then on the other side of it, you have dunes. And really, you know, obviously the dunes come from all the sand being blown up. It's super great. Technically, Herring Cove is not clothing optional, although you certainly will see some of that there. It was a great time. We absolutely loved our time at the beach. met some wonderful people. Yeah, so enjoy some pictures here at the beach.
Just do what we dare, living life without a care. We're gonna make a mark in Pinker's town red. Take a dive into the blue, see the world, make a move, a move. 'Cause we are young and nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing can hold us back. We can have our fun underneath the sun.
We were in Provincetown during Labor Day of 2019. Normally we were in Fort Collins during Tour de Fat, so we were really bummed we missed that. But we replaced it with what was called the White Party in Provincetown, which is a huge fundraiser for their LGBTQ community. And we had found out about this online. We knew the tickets were going to go fast, so we set a reminder. And the moment that those tickets were available, we bought them, and boy, were we treated to a great time. As you watch here in the video, just a completely unusual time. Look, all the people, everyone dressed in white, every outfit you possibly can imagine, every body shape, every hair. Oh, it's just really pretty incredible. So we really enjoyed our time there. The other thing great about Provincetown is the teas. They have a daily tea, and what's neat about that is you just meet so many people. Provincetown is a tourist destination. So people are coming from Boston, DC, New York, all over the place. I mean, we're from Colorado, right? And we were there enjoying it. So the teas are really pretty fantastic. Very, very, very popular on a daily basis. And you can see here just how many people were there. It's just really a neat time.
And the islands are busy preparing for whatever Hurricane Dorian has in store for them.
The Steamship Authority is already warning tonight that Dorian will affect ferry service over the weekend. WBC's Beth Germano is live in Hyannis now with more on the...
Wow, can you believe that of all the places that we would be basically in a hurricane would be in Provincetown, Massachusetts? Really unbelievable. So, here at this point on the trip, we've got an earthquake in Colorado, which we didn't expect to get an earthquake in Vail, Colorado. We got the Jeep creamed in Michigan, and we got a hurricane in Provincetown. We actually got the outskirts of a hurricane. So if you remember, Dorian had come in like a lion, really beat up South Carolina bad, and then it followed the coast straight up right towards us. We've never been in a hurricane before. And in fact, we purposely scheduled our trip to stay away from the south during hurricane season because we knew that that could be a mess, especially in a motorhome. But here we were in Provincetown, Massachusetts, and Dorian was making its way right towards us. Fortunately for us, it did downgrade itself and it did push a little bit further east. But we did get quite a bit of wind, probably nothing more than 40 miles per hour, and we did get a lot of rain. In coastal acres where we were actually situated, the nice thing was we were really pretty protected back there. You know, there were some trees and things like that that really protected us from the wind. We did make alternative reservations outside of Boston at Wampatuck State Park, where we're staying next on our trip, just in case we felt we needed to leave if the hurricane did in fact come in like a lion. But it did push out, so we stayed. And it made for a wonderful day at the beach the next day. Everything cleared out beautifully. We really only had about 12 hours, mostly in the evening, that was a problem. But otherwise, certainly an added adventure to our trip, no doubt about that. So that was our time in Provincetown, or P-Town as we call it. We really, really had a great time. The people were fantastic. There's just so much to do. Just people watching itself is fantastic. Obviously the daily teas. You can get out on the ocean if you want, the beach, biking everywhere. It's just really very, very, very fun. So we would highly recommend it. We are going to be back. We're going to certainly go back and spend some time again in Provincetown. Thanks for joining us again. Please do like, comment, share, subscribe. Next week, we'll be coming to you from Boston. So we'll be staying just outside of Boston in Wampatuck State Park, beautiful area. and we had a great time in Boston, beautiful city. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
We can have our fun underneath the sun.